You average motherfucker, you tell us too. Man, don't fuck that girl, man. You like that girl? Don't touch her. If you like that girl, I'm talking to the squares and everything.
Right.
Don't touch that girl, man.
Salutations, family, and welcome back to Ride Along with Storm Hall. In the clip you just seen, family, that was the illustrious player, gentleman of leisure and pimp, also rapper, Sugar Free. And in that clip, Sugar Free was expressing a very profound point, and a point that I've tried to convey for years to gentlemen, that the most important thing that a man can do is take control over his own sexuality or practice sexual propriety and be able to govern himself accordingly when it comes to engaging women in sexual intercourse or interpersonal relationships involving sex or amorous relationships. As a young man, and you come up, and especially in the community and urban environments, if you're a good-looking young man, you run across a lot of young women who are very promiscuous, who engage in a lot of sex, and these women entice you into wanting to go into these kind of escapades with them. And as a young man, nobody ever really tells you that it's to your detriment to just go around willy-nilly engaging these different women and spilling your seed with these different women. And most of these women, 90% of these women aren't qualified and aren't of the caliber of women you should be even engaging with. The most detrimental thing that a man can do is waste his seed on low vibrational and low functioning females, low level females. And in the black community, a lot of times as young men, we're taught to view women as sexual conquest, that the more women that we can procreate with and the more women we can bed, that it somehow increases our masculinity or somehow it increases our self-worth. And that is the least of the case, family. When it comes to a man and his interaction with women, it's less about quantity and it's more about quality. When you're a man and you're a man of high status and high value, you should only be engaging the most high caliber women that you can put yourself in proximity to. Some men of a higher level and a higher intellect than others, and some men are slicker with the mouthpiece than others, so they can engage women on a higher level than other men. But no matter your level in life or where you see your station in life at the time, as a man, you should always be trying to go up to the next level of woman and engage a higher level of woman than just low-level, low-vibrational females. And I coined the phrase, I called it fucking up. You should always be trying to fuck up as a man. But with that being said, as men, and especially young black men in the black community, we're often taught that somehow we can acquire our manhood through our dick. And that's not the case, family. It's the furthest thing from the case. And a lot of times, as young black men in the community, we find ourselves engaging in very detrimental behavior because we're trying to gain our manhood through our dick. It's ridiculous when you look at it. A lot of times we find ourselves engaged with these women. We end up having children by these women. We face financial hardships. We face a lot of what I call emotional terrorism in dealing with instead of having wives in serious monogamous relationships and being able to build and construct your legacy the way you want it for yourself. You find yourself being a victim of emotional terrorism, and you're held back a lot of times in dealing with these low-level, low-vibrational, and low-functioning females that you choose to impregnate and that you make your baby mama. I mean, it's just sad because it's almost like black men are never properly instructed in the community by older, wiser gentlemen on the ways that they should be conducting themselves. Even when you get in religious circles, a lot of times you get around a lot of religious brothers, and you find out a lot of those dudes, when it comes to women and it comes to their mentality on how to engage women, you find out that a lot of those guys are real weak, and those guys even lack the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding on the appropriate way a man should be governing himself when he's engaging a woman in an amorous relationship. Brothers, I cannot stress it. You have to practice sexual propriety. You have to be in complete control of your sexuality. You have to understand that it is to your detriment to waste your seed. Your seed is the most valuable thing on this planet. And for you to be out here frivolously wasting your seed and running from pillar to post, just trying to screw everything with a skirt on, it is to your detriment, family. I cannot express it enough to you. And you know, you look at it right now in society, you have an overwhelming sexual presence that's constantly in play and constantly enticing you as a man. As a man, it's a reason that you're wired the way you're wired naturally through nature. Nothing of any positivity will come to fruition from you just running around bedding 304s. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that can come from that. Nothing positive anyway. And when you look at it, a lot of times we're bombarded with all of these sexual images and this constant promiscuity on social media. I mean, from Instagram to Facebook to YouTube. Every time you turn around, it's a young lady with a pair of skin-tight pants on, with her backside up in the air, with her legs spread, exposing her entire crotch. And that's for a purpose, family. When a man is stimulated sexually, it lowers his vibration. It brings a man down to his carnal level, until your lower level, into your animal self. And see, as men, we have to be able to understand how to control ourselves and not allow ourselves to be dragged down into our lower selves, into our lower nature, into our carnal nature, where everything is just governed by our fleshly desires. We have to be able to negate that, family. And we have to be able to be stronger than just being able to submit to our small head instead of our big head. A wise OG once told me, he said, Norman, as a young black man, you need to learn how to procreate from the neck up instead of fornicating from the neck down. And I took heed to that, family. And when I moved forward, I governed myself more accordingly. I hate to say it, but you know, we've been conditioned to believe that sex is everything. Sex should be the driving force that a man covets and that a man should aspire to achieve. When you look at it, in a lot of these men, when it comes down to it, all of the money, all of the jewelry, all of the cars, the only reason men covet these things and men try to hoard these things and try to gain access to these things is to gain greater accessibility to women and to be able to have sex with women. And it's foolish, it's frivolous, and it's futile for real. When you look at it, a lot of times the more women you engage, the more chaos that's brought into your life, because naturally the feminine energy, it's an artistic energy, it's a nurturing energy, it's a free-flowing energy, but it's a very chaotic energy when it's not held in its proper context and it's not controlled appropriately in the appropriate vessel. And that's where your partner and your choice of paramour comes into play. You can't be just out here running around bedding down and having sex with any and every female you come across just because she got a pretty face and a fat ass. I cannot put it any other way to you, gentlemen. And I'm on social media, I'm out here in public, I see the leggings, I see the thongs, I see all of it too. I'm a man, I have eyes, I see it, and you're enticed by it, but you have to understand that you need to be in your higher self, and you need to be able to check your nature and have your nature in place. You're more than just your nature as a man. You're a man first, and you should be trying to live in your upper mind, or your upper state of being. what we call your God presence. You need to be trying to achieve going into your God presence, where anything on this three-dimensional earthly plane really doesn't captivate you. It doesn't hold any sway on you, and you should be able to move through this three-dimensional plane unencumbered and not being held back or curtailed by any nonsense. I don't care if it's females. I don't care if it's drama with your ops. I don't care what it is. As a man, you should be able to navigate this three-dimensional plane with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You should be able to practice discernment. You should be able to be pragmatic, and you should be able to be magnanimous in your decisions and in your rulership mentality. And you should be able to tackle anything that comes to you, family. And that's just how it is. I can't sum it up any more succinctly or completely than that. That's all I can tell you, family. But that's going to be all for me on this episode, Ride Along with the Storm. I just want to thank y'all for, giving me a warm welcome for this new segment, family. And that's going to be all for me. If you like it, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Join me for every episode of Inside the Eye of the Storm, family. Don't be one of those nutcases that got commitment issues and don't hit that subscribe button, family. Hit that subscribe button. Join the Hall of Fame, family. And just be here with me so you can soak up some of this game. But that's going to be all for me, family. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.